Wake up early, work hard, and create the life you deserve. Every effort today sets you up for tomorrow. Success begins when you refuse to stay in your comfort zone. Wake up, step up, and work hard. Are you tired of feeling stuck? Do you watch others succeed while you stay in the same place? The truth is, success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from waking up, working hard, and pushing yourself every single day. In this video, we'll talk about how you can take control of your life, stop making excuses, and start putting in the effort that will move you closer to your goals. It's about building the discipline to do the work, even when it's hard, and refusing to settle for less than what you deserve. If you're ready to stop holding yourself back and finally make progress, stay tuned. This could be the moment that changes everything for you. Let's dive in. Number 1, get up early and take full control today. The moment you open your eyes in the morning is the most powerful moment of your day. You have the chance, in those first few moments, to take full control of the day ahead. Most people hit the snooze button, roll over, and let the day unfold by itself, reacting instead of acting. But that's where you can make a change. If you want to take full control of your life, it starts with getting up early and setting the tone for the rest of your day. Early mornings are where champions are made. The way you start your day is a direct reflection of how you will approach everything that comes your way. You have the power to shape your day, and it all begins when you decide to rise early and take charge. Waking up early is not just about getting more time in your day, it's about setting yourself up for success. The world is still quiet. It's still peaceful. There are no distractions, no noise, and no external pressures. It's your moment, your time, and it's a chance to get ahead of everyone else. Most people are still asleep while you're starting to move, and that's where your advantage begins. When you wake up early, you create space for yourself to think clearly, to plan, and to prepare mentally for the challenges ahead. You decide how you'll react to the day instead of letting the day dictate how you feel. The first hour after you wake up is incredibly important. It's when your mind is still in a calm state, not yet cluttered by the stresses of the day. This is the time to fill your mind with positivity, to energize yourself, and to set your intentions. Instead of scrolling through your phone or getting caught up in other distractions, focus on yourself. Use that time to set the tone for the rest of your day. Get up and do something productive. Write down your goals, set your priorities, and visualize what you want to achieve. This early moment is where you lay the foundation for everything that comes next. By getting up early, you're making a statement to yourself. You're saying that you value your time. You're saying that you're ready to take on the day with purpose and intention. You're taking responsibility for how your day unfolds, and that's powerful. Too many people wait for the world to change or for opportunities to come to them. But the truth is, opportunities don't wait for anyone. They pass by, and if you're not ready, you miss them. But when you wake up early, you're positioning yourself to seize those opportunities before anyone else even realizes they exist. Getting up early also gives you time to nurture your mind and body. The first few hours of your day are your opportunity to feed yourself with what you need to be successful. Maybe that's physical exercise, a nourishing breakfast, or a moment of reflection. Whatever it is, use that time to invest in yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you want to give your best, you need to take care of yourself first. Waking up early gives you the time to fuel your mind and body with what you need to be productive and energized. It's important to note that waking up early is a discipline. It requires commitment. It requires you to be willing to get out of bed, even when it's tempting to stay under the covers. But that's exactly what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Success isn't about talent alone, it's about doing what others aren't willing to do. It's about taking action, even when it feels uncomfortable. And waking up early, consistently, is one of those actions. The beauty of waking up early is that it gives you control over your day before life has a chance to control you. The moment you wake up, you decide how you will spend your time. You decide what you will focus on. You decide what your priorities are. The rest of the world might still be in a state of chaos, but you are in control. You are the one setting the direction for the day. That's a powerful place to be. And let's be honest, getting up early isn't easy. It's hard to resist the comfort of your bed, especially when the world feels like it's asking you to do so much. But remember, if you want to live an extraordinary life, you can't settle for ordinary habits. Waking up early is a habit of success. It's the difference between living life reactively and living life proactively. When you wake up early, you create time for yourself to plan, to focus, and to take action. When you stay in bed, you give up that power. One of the greatest advantages of getting up early is that you're able to get more done. In those quiet morning hours, when the rest of the world is asleep, you can tackle your most important tasks without interruptions. You can focus deeply, think critically, and make real progress on your goals. You can start working on things that will move you forward, not just busy work that keeps you occupied. The mornings are your chance to do the deep, focused work that makes a real difference in your life. But waking up early isn't just about being productive, it's about setting a tone of discipline in your life. Discipline is the key to achieving anything you want. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. And waking up early is one of the simplest ways to build discipline. When you make the decision to get out of bed early, even when it's hard, you're teaching yourself the value of consistency and commitment. Over time, waking up early becomes second nature. It becomes a habit that drives you toward your goals. Think about it. Every time you hit the snooze button, you're telling yourself that it's okay to procrastinate, that it's okay to put things off. But every time you get up early and take charge, you're telling yourself that you're ready to take action. You're telling yourself that you're in control. You're telling yourself that you won't settle for a life that's dictated by laziness or distractions. In those early morning hours, you have the opportunity to think about your goals, your dreams, and your vision for your life. You can reflect on where you are and where you want to go. You can strategize, plan, and organize your day. And the best part is that by the time the rest of the world wakes up, you've already made significant progress. You're ahead of the game, and that's how success is built, by consistently showing up and taking action, even when no one else is. The bottom line is this: if you want to take full control of your life, it starts with taking control of your mornings. Get up early, set the tone for the day. Fill your mind with positivity, focus on your goals, and take immediate action. Use those early hours to invest in yourself, to build your discipline, and to move closer to the life you want. When you wake up early, you are making a commitment to your success. You are taking ownership of your day, and that's the first step toward taking full control of your life. Number 2, push yourself harder than you did yesterday. To get ahead in life, to truly achieve what you want, you need to push yourself harder than you did yesterday. It's not enough to just go through the motions. It's not enough to just meet the bare minimum. If you want to change your life, you must challenge yourself every single day. The real growth comes when you step outside your comfort zone, when you push past your limits, and when you refuse to settle for less than your full potential. The key to progress is found in your ability to push harder than you did the day before. Every day is a new opportunity. Every single day, you have the chance to be better than you were yesterday. If you approach each day with that mindset, then you're constantly moving forward. But you must be intentional about it. You can't just wait for things to get better. You can't expect things to change without effort. It's up to you to make the decision to push harder. The most successful people in the world don't stop at what's comfortable. They don't stop when they've achieved a small win. They don't rest on their laurels. Instead, they push themselves harder each day because they understand that progress doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you give more, when you work longer, and when you commit to improvement. You have to outwork yourself. If yesterday's effort was good, today's effort needs to be even better. That's how you rise to the top. You must develop a mindset that refuses to settle. It's easy to look around and compare yourself to others. But the truth is, the only person you should compare yourself to is yourself. Are you better than you were yesterday? That's the question you need to ask yourself every single day. Progress is measured by how much better you become, not by how you stack up against someone else. It's about pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. Every time you push yourself harder, you build momentum. You create a new standard for what you can achieve. But pushing yourself harder doesn't just happen by willpower alone. It takes planning and strategy. You need to know where you're going, and you need to break down the steps to get there. Every day, set clear goals that will challenge you. Make them slightly beyond what you think you can accomplish. If your goals are too easy, you won't grow. You need to stretch yourself, to take on challenges that push you out of your comfort zone. The process of pushing yourself harder isn't always comfortable. It's going to feel tough sometimes. You're going to face resistance, and you're going to experience moments of doubt, but it's in those moments that you grow the most. When you push past your limits, you learn how to persevere. You learn how to deal with obstacles, how to push through the pain, and how to stay focused on the bigger picture. Every time you challenge yourself, you build your resilience. You strengthen your mindset. You become more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. Growth doesn't come from doing what you're already good at. It comes from doing things that challenge you, things that force you to grow and adapt. This is where many people fall short. They stick to what's familiar and comfortable, and in doing so, they prevent themselves from growing. If you want real progress, you need to do what scares you, do what challenges you, and do what stretches your abilities. Only then will you see how far you can really go. The key to pushing yourself harder is consistency. It's not about making one big effort and expecting results. It's about putting in the work every day, even when you don't feel like it. The more consistent you are in pushing yourself, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, pushing yourself harder becomes a part of your daily routine. It becomes your standard, and when that happens, you'll look back and realize just how much you've grown. The small, consistent efforts add up over time. They compound, and before you know it, you've made progress that you never thought was possible. But don't be fooled. Pushing yourself harder isn't about working endlessly without rest. It's about working smarter, working with focus, and working with purpose. You need to be deliberate about how you spend your time. You can't afford to waste a single minute. Prioritize your tasks. Work on what truly matters. Focus on the activities that will move you closer to your goals. It's easy to get caught up in distractions and busy work, but that won't get you anywhere. You need to make every action count. When you push yourself harder, you also need to hold yourself accountable. Don't let yourself off the hook. When things get tough, don't let excuses get in the way. If you say you're going to do something, follow through. Push yourself to deliver on your promises, even when you don't feel like it. Accountability is what drives success. It's what keeps you going when your motivation fades. When you make yourself accountable for your actions, you force yourself to do the work that others won't do. That's what separates the achievers from the dreamers. Another important aspect of pushing yourself harder is recognizing when you need to make adjustments. It's not about blindly working harder for the sake of working harder. If you find that your current approach isn't working, be willing to reassess and make changes. Be open to feedback. Be willing to learn from your mistakes and adjust your strategy. Pushing yourself harder isn't about stubbornly sticking to one plan. It's about being flexible and adaptable. When you're committed to growth, you'll understand that setbacks are a part of the process. You learn from them, adjust, and keep moving forward. Pushing yourself harder isn't just about achieving goals. It's about building character. It's about developing the kind of resilience and determination that defines success. When you push yourself harder than yesterday, you prove to yourself that you can overcome anything. You prove that you are stronger, smarter, and more capable than you thought. Every day you push a little harder, you increase your self-belief, and that belief is what will carry you through the tough times and help you reach your highest potential. Remember, the results won't come overnight. They won't come in a week or even a month. But if you commit to pushing yourself harder than you did yesterday, you will eventually look back and see how far you've come. You will see how much you've grown, how many challenges you've overcome, and how much closer you are to your goals. Keep pushing, keep striving. Every day is an opportunity to do more, to become more, and to prove to yourself that you can do anything you set your mind to. Number 3, break your laziness and build discipline with action. Laziness is something that holds many people back from achieving what they want in life. It's easy to get caught in the cycle of procrastination, always waiting for the right moment or the right motivation to take action. But the truth is, that moment never comes if you don't break free from it. The key to overcoming laziness and building true discipline is action. You cannot wait for discipline to just appear. You must create it yourself, and it begins with taking the first step, no matter how small. Once you start acting, You will break the grip that laziness has on your life, and you'll begin to build the discipline that will carry you to your goals. It all starts with understanding one thing: action creates momentum. When you sit idle, your mind starts to play tricks on you. You start convincing yourself that it's okay to rest, to delay, or to do something less important. But when you take that first step, you immediately break the cycle. Whether it's getting out of bed early, tackling a difficult task, or just starting with a small goal, that initial action forces you to stop thinking about the comfort of doing nothing and gets you moving in the direction of success. This is how you begin to build momentum. Once you take the first step, it becomes easier to take the next and the next, until you find yourself creating a habit of consistent action. Many people wait until they feel like it, or until they're motivated to do something. But this is a trap. Motivation is fleeting, and it doesn't come to everyone all the time. If you're waiting for motivation to hit you like a wave, you're going to be waiting a long time. Discipline, on the other hand, is built through consistent action. Regardless of how you feel, when you commit to showing up and taking action, even when you don't feel like it, you start building the habit of discipline, and once that habit is in place, it becomes second nature to push yourself and take action, no matter the circumstance. The truth is, laziness doesn't have to be something you live with. It's a behavior, not a personality trait. And just like any other behavior, it can be changed with the right effort and mindset. The more you take action, the more you will begin to see results. And the more results you see, the more motivated you'll become. It's a cycle that feeds itself. Action leads to progress, and progress leads to motivation. Motivation leads to more action. Eventually, you'll find that laziness is no longer a problem because you've created a routine built on action, not idle thoughts. Start by setting small goals that require action. You don't need to tackle everything at once. If you have big dreams, break them down into manageable tasks. This is the best way to build momentum without feeling overwhelmed. For example, if you want to get in shape, don't focus on how much weight you want to lose in the long term. Instead, focus on what you can do today. Maybe it's taking a 30-minute walk or completing a short workout. It's not about the result at first, it's about taking the action. Once you start taking those small steps, you'll feel empowered to take bigger ones. You'll see that action is the key to unlocking your potential. Another powerful way to break laziness is by removing distractions. Often laziness thrives in environments where there are too many distractions. Whether it's your phone, your TV, or the people around you, distractions make it easy to slip into lazy habits. To build discipline, you need to create an environment that encourages focus and productivity. This could mean turning off your phone, setting boundaries with others, or even changing your physical space to create an atmosphere of focus. The more you remove distractions, the easier it becomes to take action. You'll find that it's easier to stay on task when you're not constantly tempted by things that pull your attention away from your goals. Building discipline through action also means making decisions that support your long-term vision, even when they're not the easiest choices. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Discipline isn't about doing what's easy, it's about doing what's necessary. It's about making the choice to work when you'd rather rest, to take the next step when you'd rather quit, and to push through discomfort because you know it will lead to something greater. Every time you make the hard choice, you strengthen your discipline. This is where many people fail. They get distracted by the short-term pleasures and comforts that laziness offers. The immediate gratification of doing nothing can feel good in the moment, but it won't take you anywhere in the long term. The key to success is to make the decision to push through that discomfort and build the habit of doing what's necessary, even when it's hard. That's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. It's the willingness to act to keep moving forward and to break through the inertia of laziness. As you begin to push yourself harder through action, it's important to recognize and celebrate small victories along the way. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you're one step closer to your goal. Take a moment to acknowledge that progress. This reinforces the idea that action brings results. When you make it a habit to celebrate your small wins, you begin to associate positive emotions with taking action, making it even easier to continue pushing yourself. Discipline, at its core, is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about committing to the process, not just the outcome. And it's about taking consistent action toward your goals, no matter how tough it gets. Laziness will always try to find a way to pull you back into its grasp, but when you commit to action, you'll find that you're stronger than the pull of complacency. Every time you take a step forward, you break another chain of laziness, and you build a foundation of discipline that will support your success. It's important to remember that the journey to breaking laziness isn't immediate. There will be times when you slip up, there will be days when you don't feel motivated, or you want to take a break. That's okay. What matters is your commitment to get back up and keep moving. The power of discipline comes in your ability to bounce back and take action, even after setbacks. Don't let one bad day derail your progress. Take it one step at a time, and keep moving forward. The path to building discipline is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and consistency. But once you start breaking through your laziness and replacing it with action, you'll see that discipline becomes your ally. It will take you farther than you ever thought possible. It will push you through difficult times, and it will keep you moving forward when everything else tells you to stop. It all starts with one decision, the decision to take action. Once you make that decision, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. Number 4. Set a clear goal and go all in now. Setting a clear goal is one of the most powerful things you can do for your life. Without a goal, you're just drifting. You're floating through the days, letting life happen to you instead of taking charge of your own future. The truth is, you don't get what you want by just wishing for it. You get what you want by setting clear, specific goals and going all in to make them happen. It's not enough to just dream. You have to act. You have to be willing to commit yourself fully, to dive in with everything you've got, and to push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. That's how you turn dreams into reality. When you set a clear goal, it's like you're giving yourself a map. Without a goal, it's like driving without knowing where you're going. You might be putting in the effort, but you're not heading in any particular direction. But when you define your goal, it gives you something concrete to focus on. You know exactly what you're working toward. This clarity is a game changer because it removes confusion. It eliminates the feeling of being lost or unsure about what you're supposed to be doing. It focuses your energy and efforts in one direction and gives you the purpose you need to stay motivated and determined. The key to setting a clear goal is to make sure it's specific. A vague goal like "I want to be successful" won't get you anywhere. Success means different things to different people, so you need to define what success looks like for you. Whether it's starting a business, getting in better shape, or advancing your career, you have to know exactly what success means to you. The more specific you can be, the better. If your goal is to lose weight, don't just say "I want to lose weight." Say "I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 3 months by eating healthier and working out 4 times a week." That's a clear, actionable goal. Once you have a specific goal, you need to go all in. You cannot be half-hearted about this. You cannot just dip your toes into the water and hope for results. If you truly want to achieve your goal, you have to dive in completely. Going all in means you commit to giving it your best effort. You dedicate your time, your energy, and your resources to making this goal happen. It means that no matter how difficult it gets, you are not going to quit. When you go all in, you stop making excuses. You stop letting fear or doubt hold you back. You stop worrying about what could go wrong, and you focus on what you can control: your actions. The power of going all in is that it forces you to get serious. It forces you to make sacrifices. If you want something badly enough, you will make time for it. No matter what else is going on in your life. Going all in means eliminating distractions and prioritizing what matters most. It might mean waking up earlier, working longer hours, or cutting back on things that aren't contributing to your goal. When you make that commitment, you don't leave room for doubt or hesitation. You're all in no matter what. Going all in is not just about working harder. It's about working smarter. You can't just work yourself into the ground without direction and expect great results. You need to have a plan. You need to break down your goal into smaller, actionable steps that will lead you towards success. If your goal is to get in shape, it's not enough to just say "I'll work out more." You need to create a specific workout plan, decide what you're going to eat, and track your progress. You need to have a clear strategy for how you're going to achieve your goal, and then you need to follow that plan day in and day out. When you go all in, you put everything you've got into executing your plan with precision. You have to be prepared to face obstacles along the way. Nothing worth having comes easy. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when you face setbacks, or when it feels like progress is slow. But when you've gone all in, you won't be swayed by obstacles. You'll keep pushing forward because you understand that success is not a straight path. It's full of twists and turns. It's full of challenges. But if you are committed, you'll find a way through. Going all in means you embrace the journey, the struggle, and the effort, because you know that these are the things that make success meaningful. The power of going all in also lies in its ability to build momentum. When you give 100% effort, when you fully commit to your goal, the results start to build on each other. Small wins lead to bigger wins. Each step forward gives you more confidence, more motivation, and more energy to keep going. It's a snowball effect. The more you invest in your goal, the more momentum you build. And when momentum is on your side, you'll find that progress becomes easier. You'll start to get better results faster, and you'll see that your hard work is paying off. But here's the truth. It's not enough to just go all in for a few days or even a few weeks. Going all in requires consistency. You need to stay committed every single day. Consistency is what turns a goal into a reality. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who never do. You cannot afford to lose focus or let yourself slip back into old habits. If you're truly serious about reaching your goal, consistency is key. You need to make progress every day, even if it's just a small step forward. It's the daily effort that adds up over time and leads to massive results. The biggest challenge many people face is that they start strong, but they lose motivation as time goes on. The excitement of starting something new eventually fades and the reality of hard work sets in. But this is where the power of going all in really shows. When you've made the decision to commit 100%, you don't allow yourself to back out just because things get tough. You remind yourself why you started in the first place, and you push through the discomfort. You stay focused on your goal and you refuse to let anything get in your way. That's what it means to go all in. It's about making a promise to yourself and keeping it no matter what. As you continue on your journey, keep in mind that success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and dedication. But if you've set a clear goal and you're going all in, you'll begin to see results. They might not come immediately, but they will come. And when they do, you'll be glad you stuck with it. You'll be proud of yourself for the effort, the sacrifices, and the discipline you put into reaching your goal. Keep pushing forward, stay all in, and success will follow. Remember, if you want something badly enough, you'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. And when you set a clear goal and commit to going all in, there's nothing you can't achieve. Number 5. Stand up and fight for the life you want. Life does not hand you everything you want on a silver platter. It doesn't make things easy for you. No one gets to just sit back and wait for success to fall into their lap. If you want to live the life you dream of, you have to stand up and fight for it. It's a fight, not just against the challenges life throws your way, but against yourself. It's about pushing past your fears, doubts, and the temptation to take the easy way out. If you want something better for your life, you need to be willing to stand up, face the hard truths, and fight for it every single day. The truth is, most people want success, but they don't want to fight for it. They expect things to come easily. They want the rewards, but they're not willing to put in the work. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Some people are willing to fight and others are not. When you stand up and take responsibility for your life, you are making the conscious decision to fight for the life you want. You're saying no to complacency, no to mediocrity, and yes to the life that you know deep down you deserve. And that decision is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart, but it is for those who are ready to take control. Fighting for your life means you stop waiting for the perfect moment. The truth is, there's no such thing as a perfect time. If you wait for the stars to align, you will spend your whole life waiting. There is only now. If you don't take action today, nothing will ever change. You need to make the decision now, right where you are, to stand up and fight. You need to stop putting it off and waiting for things to be easier. You need to take the first step, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. A lot of people think they need a grand plan to fight for their life, but it's not about having everything figured out before you start. It's about committing to the fight, no matter how uncertain things may seem. You don't need to have all the answers today. You just need to make the decision that you're not going to give up. Every single day is a new opportunity to fight for what you want. Every day you wake up is a chance to put in the work and push yourself further along the path to the life you want. You don't need to have all the details planned out. What you need is the determination to keep going, no matter how difficult it gets. One of the hardest parts of fighting for the life you want is dealing with the obstacles that will come your way. Life doesn't give you a free pass. Challenges will arise, and you will face setbacks. Some days will feel overwhelming. You'll feel like giving up, like it's too much to handle. But it's in those moments that you need to dig deep and keep going. Life is a series of ups and downs, but what determines your success is how you respond to those challenges. You can either let obstacles stop you, or you can see them as opportunities to grow. You can either give in to the frustration, or you can use it as fuel to push harder. The thing about fighting for your life is that it requires persistence. You cannot fight for your dreams just once and expect everything to fall into place. You have to show up every single day. You have to push yourself even when you feel exhausted, even when you're not seeing results immediately. Success is not instant. It's the result of consistent effort over time. If you want the life you've always dreamed of, you can't back down when things get tough. You need to keep fighting, even when it seems like nothing is working. When you feel like giving up, that's when you need to fight the hardest. Another key part of fighting for the life you want is building mental resilience. When life knocks you down, you have two choices. You can stay down, or you can stand up again. Resilience means not letting failure define you. It means learning from your mistakes, getting back up, and trying again. Failure is a part of the journey. It's not the end of the road, but a lesson on how to do better next time. Resilience is what separates those who give up from those who keep going. Every time you stand up and keep moving forward, you're building mental strength. Every time you fight back against fear, self-doubt, or the temptation to quit, you're training yourself to be stronger, more focused, and more determined. Fighting for the life you want also means making sacrifices. You cannot have everything you want if you're not willing to give something up. If you want success, you have to give up the things that are holding you back. You might have to give up your comfort zone, your bad habits, or the people who are dragging you down. Success demands focus, and that means cutting out distractions. It means prioritizing what matters most and saying no to things that don't contribute to your goals. Every time you say no to something that's not aligned with your dreams, you are fighting for the life you want. Every sacrifice you make is a step toward the future you want to create. You need to realize that fighting for your life isn't just about achieving goals, it's about becoming the person you were meant to be. It's about developing the strength, character, and discipline to go after what you truly want. It's about showing up for yourself every day and refusing to back down in the face of difficulty. You are capable of achieving incredible things, but first you have to fight for them. You have to be willing to stand up for yourself, to stand up for your dreams, and to refuse to settle for less than you deserve. The path to the life you want won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The only way to truly achieve the life you desire is to fight for it. You have to be willing to give everything you have, to push through the hard times, to learn from your failures, and to keep going no matter what. The fight is not against the world, it's against the limitations you've placed on yourself. It's about breaking free from the fear, the doubt, and the excuses that hold you back. When you stand up and fight, you're not just fighting for your dreams, you're fighting for the life you know you're capable of living. So stand up and fight today. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the right conditions. Your time is now. This is your life. It's time to take control. Fight for the life you want. Fight for your future. Fight for the person you want to become. The only way to truly live the life you dream of is to take action, to stand firm, and to refuse to quit. Keep fighting, keep moving forward, and never back down. You've got this, and the life you want is waiting for you. Number 6. Train your mind to stop making weak excuses. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They stand between you and your success, trapping you in a cycle of self-doubt and unfulfilled potential. We all have them. Those little voices in your head that tell you it's too hard, that you're not good enough, or that it's easier to just quit. But here's the thing. Those excuses are not the truth. They are just stories you tell yourself to justify why you're not taking action. And if you want to move forward in life, you need to stop listening to them. It's time to train your mind to stop making weak excuses and start making strong decisions. The first step is understanding that excuses are not real. They're not based on facts or truth. They are simply a barrier you create in your own mind. Every time you make an excuse, you are allowing your mind to control you instead of you controlling your mind. You are giving in to fear, doubt, and uncertainty, when instead you could be using your energy to push forward. To stop making excuses, you have to first realize that they are a product of your own thinking. They are not a reflection of your true capabilities. Excuses are designed to keep you comfortable, to prevent you from stepping out of your comfort zone and achieving something greater. One of the main reasons we make excuses is because we're afraid. We're afraid of failure, of rejection, of looking foolish, or of not measuring up. But here's the truth. Every successful person, every person who has achieved something great, has faced those same fears. They've just learned to act in spite of them. They've learned to push forward when everything inside of them is telling them to stop. If you want to achieve anything in life, you have to train your mind to act in the face of fear and not let excuses hold you back. The next thing you need to understand is that excuses are often rooted in laziness. Not the kind of laziness that means you want to take a nap, but the kind that makes you avoid doing the hard work because you're trying to find an easier way. You tell yourself, it's too hard, or I'm too tired, or it's not the right time. But here's the thing. There is no such thing as the right time. The right time is when you decide it is. If you wait for everything to align perfectly before you take action, you will be waiting forever. There is always something that can be done now. There is always a step you can take today that will move you closer to your goal. The key is breaking the habit of making excuses and training your mind to focus on action instead. Another major reason we make excuses is because we lack accountability. When we don't have anyone holding us accountable, it's easy to fall into the trap of telling ourselves it's okay to delay, to skip a task, or to not give our best effort. But the moment you take full responsibility for your life, excuses become unacceptable. When you realize that every decision you make is your own, you stop blaming outside circumstances, other people, or even yourself for why things aren't going the way you want. You stop making excuses because you know you are in charge of your own success. The more you own your actions, the less room there is for excuses to exist. It's also important to understand that excuses often come from a lack of clarity. When you don't know exactly what you want or why you want it, it's easy to make excuses. You don't have a clear vision of your goals, and as a result, you can't muster the drive to put in the work. But when you get crystal clear about what you want and why it matters, excuses lose their power. A clear vision gives you the focus and determination to keep pushing, no matter what obstacles arise. The more you focus on your goals and the reasons behind them, the less your mind will try to derail you with excuses. The way you talk to yourself is another important factor when it comes to breaking the habit of making excuses. Negative self-talk feeds your excuses. When you say things like, I can't do this, or this is too hard for me, you're reinforcing the idea that you're incapable of taking action. You're giving power to your excuses. Instead, train your mind to speak positively, to focus on your strengths, and to remind yourself that you are capable of handling challenges. When you replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations, you start to build the mental resilience necessary to push through obstacles and ignore the excuses that try to hold you back. One of the most powerful ways to stop making excuses is to surround yourself with people who won't tolerate them. The people you spend time with influence the way you think. If you're surrounded by people who make excuses and constantly find reasons not to do things, you will start to think that way too. On the other hand, If you surround yourself with people who hold themselves accountable, take action, and never settle for mediocrity, their mindset will rub off on you. Find people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who push you to be better. The right people will support your goals and hold you to a higher standard, making excuses seem less and less acceptable. Another key part of training your mind to stop making excuses is to embrace discomfort. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what feels comfortable. You can't expect to grow and achieve big things if you're always seeking the path of least resistance. If you want to break free from excuses, you have to start embracing the discomfort that comes with doing the hard work. It's in those moments of discomfort that you build strength and resilience. It's in those moments that you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you think. The more you embrace discomfort, the less power your excuses will have. Lastly, understand that your excuses are a reflection of your priorities. If something is truly important to you, you will make the time for it. You will find a way. Excuses arise when we aren't fully committed, or when something isn't as important to us as we think. But when you are truly committed to your goals, excuses don't have room to exist. You get up early, you work late, and you do whatever it takes to get things done. When you decide that something matters to you, nothing will stop you. You won't let your mind create excuses because you'll be too focused on achieving your goal. Training your mind to stop making excuses is a lifelong process. It's about changing your mindset, taking full responsibility for your actions, and refusing to let fear, laziness, or distractions stop you. When you train your mind to take action despite the excuses, you start to see progress. You start to see results, and that momentum builds. The more you push yourself, the more you realize you are capable of achieving incredible things. So stop making excuses. It's time to take action, to build discipline, and to create the life you've always dreamed of. The power to break free from excuses is within you, and it's time to unleash it. Number 7, refuse comfort and chase what truly matters daily. Comfort is one of the biggest barriers to personal growth. It's a silent enemy that keeps you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity, preventing you from reaching your full potential. It's tempting, isn't it, to stay in that comfortable space, to avoid challenges, and to take the easy route. We all crave comfort. It feels safe. It feels secure. But comfort is not where growth happens. Comfort is where dreams are left to die, where potential is wasted, and where ambition goes to sleep. If you want to achieve something meaningful in your life, you must refuse comfort and chase what truly matters every single day. Every successful person you admire has gotten to where they are by refusing to accept comfort as their default setting. They didn't settle for mediocrity. They didn't stay in their comfort zone. They pushed themselves every day to go further, to do more, and to grow stronger. They chased their goals relentlessly. This is what made the difference between their success and the average person who stays comfortable, doing just enough to get by. If you want to join the ranks of those who have achieved extraordinary things, you have to be willing to walk away from comfort and seek out the discomfort that leads to growth. Comfort is the enemy of progress because it breeds complacency. When you're comfortable, you don't feel the need to take action. You don't feel the urgency to change your circumstances or to improve your life. Why would you? Everything feels fine as it is. But that sense of fineness is deceptive. It's a temporary illusion that keeps you from realizing the truth. You're not living to your full potential. If you continue to prioritize comfort over growth, you will find yourself looking back years from now wishing you had taken more risks, put in more effort, and done more to chase what truly matters. Chasing what truly matters requires sacrifice. It's not always going to be easy, and it's certainly not always going to be comfortable. But the rewards you reap from chasing your true purpose are immeasurable. When you push yourself to pursue your passions, to chase the life you've always wanted, you step into a world of possibility. You begin to see opportunities that were hidden when you were stuck in the comfort zone. You unlock your true potential, and you start to achieve things you once thought were impossible. The first step in refusing comfort is recognizing when it's holding you back. When you find yourself avoiding challenges, making excuses, or choosing the easier path, ask yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this the life I want to live? If your answer is no, then it's time to make a change. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but it doesn't lead to fulfillment. The life you truly want, one of success, happiness, and achievement, requires that you step outside of your comfort zone every single day. It requires that you make the decision to chase what truly matters. But it's not just about avoiding comfort. It's about actively choosing discomfort in the pursuit of your goals. This is where growth happens. This is where success is built. When you choose to embrace discomfort, you open yourself up to new experiences, new challenges, and new opportunities. You learn more about yourself, you develop resilience, and you build the strength to overcome obstacles. The more you embrace discomfort, the more you grow, and the closer you get to living the life you've always dreamed of. One of the biggest reasons people avoid discomfort is because they fear failure. They worry that they won't succeed, that they'll fall short, or that they'll be judged by others. But the truth is, failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, grow, and adjust your approach. It's through failure that you build the character, the resilience, and the determination necessary to succeed. If you're not willing to fail, you're not willing to truly grow. And if you're not willing to grow, you'll never reach your full potential. The people who achieve the most in life are the ones who are willing to fail repeatedly, to get back up every time they fall, and to continue chasing their goals despite the setbacks. They refuse to let failure or discomfort stop them. They push through, day after day, chasing what truly matters. And over time, their perseverance pays off. Success isn't about never failing, it's about continuing to move forward even when things aren't easy, even when the road is tough, and even when comfort is trying to pull you back. Refusing comfort is also about making tough decisions. It's about deciding that you are willing to put in the hard work, even when you don't feel like it. It's about choosing to wake up early, to stay focused, and to push through the days when you'd rather take it easy. Chasing what truly matters requires discipline, consistency, and a strong work ethic. It means showing up every day, even when the going gets tough, and continuing to give your best, even when the results don't come immediately. It's about focusing on the long-term rewards, rather than the temporary satisfaction of staying comfortable. But what does it mean to chase what truly matters? It means identifying your deepest desires, your passions, and your purpose in life. It means aligning your actions with your values and pursuing the things that bring you fulfillment. When you chase what truly matters, you're not just working for money or success, you're working to create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. It's about living with intention and purpose, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to your true goals. It's about making decisions based on your vision for your life, not based on the desire for comfort or convenience. Chasing what truly matters also means refusing to settle. It means not accepting a life that is less than what you deserve. Too many people settle for mediocre jobs, relationships, and circumstances simply because it's easier than fighting for something better. But the truth is, settling for less than what you truly want is one of the biggest regrets you can have in life. Don't let yourself settle. Don't let comfort be the reason you don't go after your dreams. Push through the resistance, take the risks, and build the life you want, not the life that's easy. In order to achieve this, you must develop a mindset that thrives on challenge, not comfort. You have to learn to appreciate discomfort, because it's what pushes you forward. When you learn to love the challenge, the struggle, and the discomfort, you'll realize that this is where true growth lies. This is where the magic happens. The more you refuse comfort, the more you start to see the rewards of your hard work. Your confidence grows, your skills develop, and your life transforms. So today, make the decision to refuse comfort. Make the decision to push yourself beyond the limits you've set for yourself. Don't settle for anything less than your best. Chase what truly matters every single day, and don't stop until you've built the life you've always dreamed of. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Every step you take toward your goals is a step toward a life of fulfillment, purpose, and success. Embrace the discomfort, chase your dreams, and never settle again.
Number 8. Work with purpose, even when no one believes you. There will come a time when no one believes in your vision, when the people around you doubt your ability to succeed, when they question your goals, and when they try to discourage you from pursuing your dreams.
It's a painful experience, but it's also a defining moment. The question is, how will you respond? Will you let their doubts shake your confidence? Will you let their lack of belief derail your progress? Or will you work with purpose, even when no one else believes in you? If you want to achieve greatness, you must learn to believe in yourself when no one else does. You must have the courage to pursue your goals, even when others may not see the same potential in you. It's not easy, but it's necessary. The truth is, the world will not always cheer you on, and that's okay. In fact, the more you chase after something meaningful, the more you will encounter resistance. People will criticize, question, and doubt you. It's simply part of the journey, but it is not their belief in you that matters. What matters is your belief in yourself and your unwavering commitment to doing the work. When others don't believe in you, it can feel isolating. You might even question whether you're on the right path, but you need to remember this. Your journey is yours alone. No one else can understand your vision as deeply as you do. They don't see the passion burning within you or the purpose driving your every action. They don't feel the weight of your dreams on your shoulders, so they can't possibly comprehend the magnitude of what you're working toward. You can't expect people to believe in your dreams if they don't share the same vision or passion. It's not their job to believe in you. It's your job to believe in yourself regardless of the opinions of others. Every great achievement in history was once met with skepticism. Every person who achieved something extraordinary was doubted, ridiculed, or dismissed at some point. But what set them apart was their refusal to give up in the face of doubt. They kept working, they kept pushing forward, and they kept believing in themselves even when no one else did. They understood that success was not determined by external validation, but by their own internal drive and commitment to their purpose. When no one believes in you, it's important to stay focused on your purpose. Purpose is the fuel that will keep you going when the journey gets tough. It's what keeps you moving forward when the world around you is telling you to stop. Purpose gives you direction, meaning, and motivation. It's what transforms work into something more than just a task. It's what makes every effort, every setback, and every challenge worthwhile. When you have purpose, the doubts of others can't shake your resolve. You know why you're doing what you're doing, and that's all that matters. But working with purpose requires discipline. It requires you to show up every day, even when you feel like giving up. It requires you to stay consistent, even when progress seems slow. It requires you to put in the work, even when the rewards aren't immediately visible. Discipline is what turns purpose into action. Without discipline, your purpose remains just a dream. With discipline, your purpose becomes your reality. This discipline is especially crucial when no one believes in you. When others are doubtful or skeptical, it's easy to get discouraged. But discipline will keep you grounded. It will remind you that every small effort counts, that every step forward is a step closer to your goal. It doesn't matter if no one else sees the progress you're making. What matters is that you're moving forward. You're working with purpose, and that is enough. There will be days when you're tempted to quit, when the journey feels too hard, when the setbacks feel too overwhelming, and when the lack of support from others makes you question if it's all worth it. But in those moments, you have to dig deep. You have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Your purpose is the reason you keep going. It's the reason you push through the tough days and keep fighting for your dreams. When no one believes in you, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from others. But the truth is, validation from others is fleeting. People will come and go, and their opinions will change. What matters is the belief you have in yourself. You need to be your own biggest supporter. You need to trust in your abilities, your vision, and your purpose. You need to know, without a doubt, that the work you're doing today is building the foundation for a better tomorrow. Working with purpose, even when no one believes in you, requires resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going when things get tough, and to persevere despite the odds. It's not about avoiding challenges, it's about facing them head-on and learning from them.
Resilience is what allows you to stay committed to your purpose, even when it feels like the world is against you. There will be moments of doubt. There will be times when you wonder if you're on the right path. But in those moments, remind yourself that doubt is a natural part of the journey. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. It's a sign that you're on the verge of something big. Embrace the doubt, use it as fuel, and keep moving forward. Keep working with purpose, even when no one else believes in you. Your belief in yourself is what will carry you through. It's what will drive you to keep working, to keep pushing, and to keep striving for your goals. The people around you may not see your vision, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you believe in it. You know where you're going, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So don't wait for someone else's approval. Don't wait for the world to recognize your potential. Work with purpose, even when no one believes in you. Keep pushing, keep striving, and keep believing in yourself. Because one day, when you've achieved what others once thought was impossible, they'll be forced to acknowledge your greatness. And by then, you'll be living proof that working with purpose, regardless of the doubts of others, is the key to success.
Number 9. Create a plan today and start executing immediately. Today is the day to stop thinking about what you want to do and start doing it. The world is filled with dreamers, thinkers, and planners, but what truly sets successful people apart is their ability to take immediate action. No more waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. If you truly want to create the life you desire, you need to make a decision today to stop putting it off. You need to create a plan and start executing immediately. The problem with most people is that they spend too much time planning and thinking. They get stuck in the cycle of strategizing and brainstorming, but they never take the crucial step of putting those plans into action. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, or after everything is just right. But here's the truth. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. The best moment to start is always right now. Every successful person you admire didn't wait for the ideal conditions to execute their vision. They didn't wait until all the pieces were in place. They started with what they had. They took action before they felt ready, and they kept moving forward, even when things were messy and uncertain. It's easy to get overwhelmed when we try to make everything perfect, but perfection doesn't lead to progress. Action does. Right now you have an opportunity to make a decision that will change everything. The key to achieving your goals is not just having a good idea or a great plan, it's about executing on that plan. The best ideas and strategies mean nothing if they're not put into practice. It doesn't matter if your plan isn't perfect. What matters is that you get started. Today, right now, start by creating a clear, simple plan. Break down your big goal into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on what needs to be done today, not tomorrow or next week. What actions can you take now to bring you one step closer to your goal? It doesn't have to be complicated. A few small steps taken today will always be more effective than waiting around for a perfect plan that never comes to fruition. Executing immediately means embracing imperfection. It means accepting that you will make mistakes, encounter obstacles, and face challenges along the way. That's part of the process. But you'll never learn or grow if you don't take action. Waiting for everything to be perfect before you start will only keep you stuck. The truth is, there is no such thing as the perfect plan. There is only the plan you take action on. You need to make a commitment to yourself today. Promise yourself that you will stop putting off your goals and begin working on them now. If you don't take action today, you will only delay your success. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and every day you delay is a day lost. If you want to achieve greatness, you need to make it happen now. It's important to understand that executing immediately doesn't mean rushing without direction. It doesn't mean acting impulsively or without a clear focus. It means you've made a plan and you're ready to take the first step, even if you don't have everything figured out yet. There will be times when you don't know exactly what to do next. That's normal. But what will set you apart is your willingness to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. The more you act, the clearer your plan will become. Each action you take will teach you something new. You'll gain insights, learn lessons, and adjust your course as you go. But you'll never make any progress
if you keep putting off taking that first step. The best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is now. When you create a plan today and start executing immediately, you put yourself in control. You take ownership of your success and refuse to let procrastination stand in your way. Procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It keeps you from moving forward and traps you in a cycle of inaction and regret. But when you decide to execute your plan right away, you break free from that cycle. You choose to take charge of your future. The hardest part of any journey is often getting started. Once you take that first step, things begin to snowball. Momentum builds, and suddenly what seemed impossible becomes achievable. The more you execute, the more progress you make. The more progress you make, the closer you get to your goal, and the closer you get to your goal, the more motivated you become. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but success doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and it requires patience, persistence, and the willingness to keep moving forward, even when things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like. What you do today is what matters most. Don't wait for everything to fall into place. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start now. Create a plan that is simple and achievable. Don't overcomplicate things. Make sure your plan outlines the specific actions you need to take, and then take those actions immediately. The key is to focus on what you can control right now. Don't worry about what's out of your hands. Focus on the next step you can take, and then do it. By breaking down your larger goals into smaller, actionable steps, you make progress feel more manageable, and you build momentum as you go. You also need to be prepared to embrace failure along the way. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone that brings you closer to your goal. Don't fear failure. Use it as a tool to learn, adapt, and improve. The more you fail, the more you learn, and the better you become at executing your plan. If you're serious about achieving your goals, you need to take action today. The longer you wait, the further you push your success away. But the moment you commit to starting right now, you begin taking control of your future. Every step you take today gets you closer to where you want to be. The key is to act immediately, regardless of how ready you feel or whether you have all the answers. Starting today is the most important decision you can make. Remember, perfection is the enemy of progress. Don't let your fear of making mistakes hold you back. You don't have to have everything figured out in advance. What
Number 10. Demand more from yourself and never settle again. There comes a point in life when you must decide whether you will be content with where you are or push yourself for more. The reality is that most people settle. They settle for average jobs, mediocre relationships, and lives that don't truly fulfill them. They get comfortable in their routines, in their habits, and in their beliefs about what they can or can't achieve. But here's the truth. You were not created to settle. You were created for greatness. Every day you have the chance to demand more from yourself, to push beyond your current limitations, and to take your life to the next level. This isn't about being selfish or demanding more from the world. It's about recognizing that you have untapped potential within you. It's about understanding that you are capable of so much more than you think. But to tap into that potential, you have to stop being satisfied with mediocrity. You have to stop letting fear, doubt, or comfort hold you back. You have to make a choice right now, today, to demand more from yourself and refuse to settle for less. Demanding more from yourself starts with your mindset. The first step is realizing that your current situation, no matter how good or bad it is not your final destination. It's not where you have to stay. If you're comfortable, you're probably not growing. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Growth happens when you push yourself to do things you never thought possible. And growth requires demanding more from yourself. You can't settle for the version of yourself that's just getting by. You are capable of becoming more. You have strengths, talents, and abilities that you may not even be aware of yet. But to bring them to the surface, you must expect more from yourself every single day. Start by setting higher standards. Stop letting yourself get away with mediocrity. You have a responsibility to show up for yourself with everything you've got, and that means giving more, working harder, and pushing further than you ever thought possible. You must set goals that challenge you. Don't set goals that are easy to achieve. Don't set goals that will let you off the hook when things get tough. Set goals that require you to grow, stretch, and rise to the occasion. When you set goals that demand more from you, you'll realize that your potential is limitless. You'll start to see the barriers and limitations you once believed were there begin to dissolve. You'll discover that you are capable of so much more than you ever thought. The key is not just in setting bigger goals, but in pushing yourself harder every single day. Every day is an opportunity to get better, to improve, to move closer to your dreams. If you settle for doing the bare minimum, you'll never realize your full potential, and that's a tragedy. Life is too short to live below your potential. There is no reason to hold back. There's no reason to settle. You have everything you need inside of you to create the life you want. But to access that power, you have to demand more from yourself. One of the biggest obstacles to demanding more from yourself is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But here's what you need to understand. Fear will never go away. It will always be there, lurking in the background trying to hold you back. But if you give in to fear, you'll never move forward. If you let fear control you, you'll never reach your full potential. You have to make a choice to move forward anyway. When fear shows up, use it as fuel. Let it motivate you to keep pushing, to keep going, to keep striving for more. Another obstacle is doubt. It's easy to doubt yourself, especially when things get tough. It's easy to tell yourself you can't do something, or that you're not good enough. But doubt is nothing more than a liar trying to keep you stuck. Doubt is the voice in your head that tells you to play it safe, to hold back, to not take risks. But if you listen to that voice, you'll never accomplish anything great. The key to success is learning to ignore the doubt and take action anyway. Demand more from yourself, even when the doubt tries to creep in. The journey to greatness is not easy. It requires persistence, resilience, and the ability to keep going when things get tough. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. There will be days when you want to quit, when you want to settle for less because it's easier. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when you need to demand more from yourself. You need to push through the resistance and keep going. Every day you choose to show up, to do the hard work, to push beyond your comfort zone. You are becoming the person you were meant to be. To truly demand more from yourself, you must also hold yourself accountable. Stop waiting for someone else to push you, motivate you, or make you do the work. Take full responsibility for your life and your success. When you own your actions and your results, you take control of your future. Don't rely on others to push you to do what you know you should be doing. Set the standards for yourself and live up to them every single day. Make the commitment to never settle again. Don't let complacency steal your dreams. Don't let comfort rob you of the life you deserve. You have the power to create the life you want, but it requires hard work, dedication, and most of all, a refusal to settle for anything less than your best. Every single day is a chance to demand more from yourself, to show up, to give everything you've got, to do whatever it takes to reach your goals. So ask yourself today, are you willing to keep settling for less, or will you finally demand more from yourself and create the life you were meant to live? The truth is, no one else can demand more from you. Only you have the power to push yourself to new heights. It's time to stop making excuses, stop holding back, and start living up to your true potential. Demand more from yourself, and never settle again. Your dreams are worth fighting for, and you have everything it takes to make them a reality. Get up today and start demanding more from yourself. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish.